In our previous video, we brought you along with us as we explored Portugal's capital city of Lisbon. We started the day off with some pastries from the legendary Pastéis de Belém.
I'm excited.
We learned that we definitely do not want to deal with driving the narrow streets of Alfama.
We've been driving around trying to park for an hour now, close to an hour.
And when we finally did make it to Alfama, we explored St. George's Castle, which dates back to as early as the 11th century, and we visited the Lisbon Cathedral, which is the oldest church in the city, built in the year 1147. If you missed that video and want to check it out, then I will leave a link at the end of this video. But for now, let's pick up where we left off and head over to the nearby historical neighborhood of Chiado. We are showered, we are fresh, we are clean, we smell good. All right, from the Lisbon Cathedral, we're gonna walk down to a neighboring neighborhood called Chiado. Pretty sure that's how you say it, Chiado.
Up next is the Convento del Carmo. You said that's where Christopher Columbus' wife is buried? That should be cool. Let's go check it out.
This is also going to be about a kilometer away, less than a mile. With all the hills in Lisbon, it's going to be about a 15 to 20 minute walk.
Make sure you wear comfortable shoes, guys. We're going to be doing a lot of walking.
If you have flat feet like me though, flat sandals, I'm okay. It's just I'm out of shape. My thighs are on fire.
I can feel it right directly in my buttocks. You got to dig your heels in, man. I'm sure it doesn't look very steep from this angle, but it is, and there's a lot of them. Let's see what we got here.
The Carmel Convent was built at the tail end of the 14th century in 1389 and was considered one of the Gothic architectural masterpieces of the time.
It's beautiful.
The convent was also largely destroyed by the earthquake of 1755, but instead of reconstructing it, they just left it as it stood, as a reminder of the destruction that the earthquake brought to the city. And since the entire roof collapsed during the earthquake, they actually just continued to use it as an open sky roofless church. Jeep saw that this is where Christopher Columbus's wife is buried, so that's what we're expecting. That's not what we got. I don't know where that information came from. Somebody put it on a website somewhere. But Christopher Columbus's wife is not buried at the Carmel Convent in Chiado. I gotta walk over to Walmart and grab some groceries because I'm gonna be getting called for work here in a little bit. Was that a good shot? I don't know. We'll find out in editing. From the Carmel Convent, we're going to take about a 4-minute walk, still in Chiado, down to what I thought was probably the coolest part about our day.
So now we're going to buy a book at the world's oldest bookstore.
This place holds the Guinness World Record of being the world's oldest operating bookstore. Look it up, oldest bookstore in the world. So the bookstore was opened in 1735 and actually did survive the earthquake of 1755. For anyone that's an avid reader or a book collector, this is a no-brainer. You gotta buy a book from the world's oldest bookstore. I picked up a copy in 1984, which is one of, if not my favorite book.
That would be a pretty rad addition to the collection, actually. I think I'm gonna get it.
It's written in Portuguese, so I can't read it, but I got it sitting on the shelf right next to my copy in English.
All right, I'd say we're loaded up. We got to get out of here before we buy all the books in the store.
All right, let's go pick up some groceries.
We'll pick up some sardines here. Gonna get the expensive ones because we fancy. Keep in mind, the whole time we're in Lisbon, I've got sardines on the brain. I eat a ton of sardines out of the can at the house, and the entire city of Lisbon smells like delicious grilled fish. Back in the room. That AC feels nice.
Whoa. So from the bookstore, we're going to take about a 9-minute walk down to Praça do Comércio. It's the Commerce Square.
We have not eaten since the pastries this morning, so we're heading down to the square and we're going to see if we can't find something to eat. We worked up quite an appetite. I could eat a whole can of sardines right now.
I would rather walk on the street.
Yeah, these sidewalks are pretty slick, and Gigi would rather take her chance with these Lisbon drivers than slip on the sidewalk. Give me traction or give me death.
This is a big open, almost like a concrete courtyard or something. Before the earthquake, this was actually the site of the formal royal palace and was the residence of Portuguese kings. The earthquake completely destroyed the original royal palace, and this square was a product of the city's redesign. After the earthquake, this square was reimagined as a grand open public space that symbolized the rebirth of Lisbon. Being right next to the Tagus River made it a prime location to be a major point of trade and commerce, hence the name Praça do Comércio, which translates to Commerce Plaza. I know my Portuguese is horrible. I'm trying. We actually came here looking for food. All the restaurants here looked like they were more commercialized and geared towards tourism.
So it looks like in this square, you got a lot more like international restaurants.
There was a sports bar. There was an Italian place. I didn't come to Portugal to eat burgers. I'm trying to find some sardines. But we did come across this little wine tasting place, and all of the wine that we've had so far was amazing. So why not? Let's head in.
Wine tasting room. Y'all go taste some wine?
Yes.
I think we might be going to taste some wine. Let's get crazy with the cheese whiz. All right, we're about to get our taste on. Got 15 bucks on a card. All of these wines are from Portugal. We got reds, we got whites. Me and Jeej are all about some red. Get you a glass. Chip up.
Access denied.
Well, let's try it again. Chip up.
Card error.
Card error. Insert card.
Access to C operator.
What am I doing wrong? It was operator error. We're going chip down. Hit the button. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Hold it until the wine stops.
Ooh, really dry.
Is it? This is how you do it. This is how you do whiskey anyways. When you smell it, you got to leave your mouth open so the aroma has somewhere to escape. It smells amazing. It smells really good. So the first sip, you got to let the wine fully coat your tongue, let your palate get used to it. The second sip is the real sip. Yeah, it's really dry. I like it. That's the rules for tasting whiskey. I don't know if they're the same for wine or not. It's the only rules I know, so it's the only rules I can go by.
With a little bit of wine in us, now it's time to get some food.
All right, so we're gonna get away from this square to find some food because we wanted some traditional Portuguese. This is more like kind of catering towards tourism. There's nothing wrong with areas like this. This is where they make their money. You know, if they make their money off tourism, then this is catering towards making their money. That's not what I want. So we're gonna walk back in the direction that we just came from and just find a little hole in the wall. I would like to get some grilled sardines. I know it doesn't sound all that great when I say it, but it smells amazing and it's really popular here. These are the kind of places I'm talking about right here. Usually don't like it when people wave me over, but I want to see what they're about. It's pizza. We're not looking for pizza. I'm looking for sardines. I want the guy that grew up here to cook my food. That's how authentic I want my food to be. I think we found our spot right here. That's what I'm looking for right there. This one. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm a little proud of myself. I just asked for bread successfully in Portuguese. Podemos comer mais pão. That's how you say, can we please have some more bread? And she understood me. Obrigado. Oh, obrigado. This is exactly what I was looking for. I'm going with the head first. I'm eating the eyes. I'm eating the whole thing.
Tell me how it tastes. I've always wondered.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this octopus.
Crab?
Give me that there.
The head.
Need that octopus. It's amazing. Seafood and rice. I'm gonna say my favorite is the octopus. That's so good. Did some damage. It's a sardine graveyard over here. Pick the meat off the bones. I just ate the whole thing, and I kind of felt the bones go down my throat. Once I learned that, yeah, they were delicious. So 7 Hills. You're not gonna hear about that on TripAdvisor. You're not gonna hear about it on any of the Facebook groups. The most authentic meal that we've had since we've been here.
Well, we did it. I managed to get a full video of content while I was just going about my day in McAllister. Time efficiency, baby. I am slowly figuring it out. If you're spending a few days in Lisbon and planning on visiting Centro while you're in the area, which is only about a 30-minute drive from Lisbon and makes for a great day trip, I'll leave a link to this video here, which is full of helpful tips that we wish we knew before visiting the Pena Palace. So be sure to check that out, and I will see you there.